Ivaxa's PP record is the fastest ever set. Out of every PP record in OS's history, this is the first time the 400 BPM barrier has been broken, and it's on a grueling marathon speed map, no less. There is no player remotely close to the score in any way. Ivaxa dominates the DT leaderboard of this map by a landslide. This play is a spectacle of raw mechanical ability that will likely stand the test of time as players improve. With all of that said, I believe the play is far more impressive than anyone thinks. Before I begin, make sure to subscribe to have more in-depth OS videos in your inbox. Also join my new Discord server because my old one got hacked. Links are in the description. On to the video. Believe it or not, sliders, specifically sliders that repeat themselves, are fundamentally broken on the stable client due to how the timing windows are processed. This only affects the stable version of the OS client, not the updated laser version. Timing windows are processed correctly on laser, and the play that we're talking about today was set on the stable client. Timing windows, commonly known as judgments in other rhythm games, refer to the colors on the gauge at the bottom of the screen during an OS play. There are 3 colors present: blue, green, and orange. Each of these colors refer to a specific timing window in relation to hitting objects, and provide different amounts of score. Blue is the best, labeled as 300, and represents that you hit a note at the correct time. Green is worse, labeled as 100. It means you hit the note slightly late or early. Orange is the worst, labeled as 50. It means you were very early or late. The bar is read as the entire range given to hit a note, meaning the center line of the bar is perfectly timed. Anything to the left of the center line is too early, while anything to the right is too late. The actual size of the timing windows are influenced by the overall difficulty statistic of the map and become quite tight above OD10. All objects are given this timing window on stable, with one vital oversight. Sliders have multiple components to them: click, hold, and release. However, the timing window logic never considered what would happen if the length of the slider was shorter than the timing window itself. Sliders of this form usually appear as repeat sliders in stream maps, 1/8 sliders, or buzz sliders that are typically snaps to 1/16. If the slider head is not clicked before the first repeat of a slider, the game automatically counts that as a combo break. That means a repeat slider can be clicked within the normal late timing window of the slider head and drop combo, unfairly punishing players and shrinking the effective timing window. Any older players watching this video have likely experienced this effect if they've ever played OK Dad, a popular farm map from back in the day. It was notorious for forcing people to click early on the beginning 1/8 sliders, or else handing out breaks. This effect is worsened as a map gets faster or when the OD stat is increased. Ivaxa's play on the violation with DT is an extreme example, and placing some numbers on it brings into perspective how impressive his score is. The violation with DT is OD 10.44, which results in a timing window that is 146.67 milliseconds wide. In order to find out how much the timing window is reduced on repeat sliders, we need to find how long a single repeat is. At 405 BPM, each beat is spaced 148.15 milliseconds apart. Since all the repeat sliders in the map are 1/4 repeats, repeats occur every 148.15 divided by 4 milliseconds, which rounds up to 37.04. For a 1/4 repeat slider, the early half of the 146.67 millisecond timing window remains untouched. However, because the length of one slider repeat is only 37.04 milliseconds, the remaining 36.29 milliseconds of the timing window is cut off. This reduces the timing window for repeat sliders on the violation down to 110.38 milliseconds, which is a 25% reduction. The effect is enhanced further if there are 2 repeat sliders placed next to each other. Leaving the first slider any earlier than the beginning of the last repeat will break combo, so this is when the timing window begins to click the next slider head. The second slider is placed a single 1/4 beat away. Finally, using the concept from before about having to click before the second repeat, this completes the entire timing window. While this timing window is essentially the same size as the previous instance, In reality, most players wait to leave the first repeat until it's completed. That leaves only two 1-4 gaps available for players to react, move their cursor, and tap accordingly. At the speed of the violation, I've calculated that window to be only 74.08 milliseconds wide. Compared to the much smaller window for getting a 300, a 74.08 millisecond window may seem generous. However, that is the maximum window available, and players are conditioned for sliders to be more forgiving as an object type. The fact that the effective timing window is cut in half without any warning is incredibly unfair to players. Alternatively, Ivaxa only getting 5 slider breaks in the play represents how skilled he is and why this map should be worth 2000 PP for FC. Very few other maps have to contend with issues like this, let alone maps capable of being PP record. On the flip side, another perplexing element of Ostable's design that actually helps Ivaxa's score is that the client doesn't store data about slider breaks within a play. Slider breaks are misses and should be treated as such, but the game can't process them within performance calculations as they are not present within the stable client's score data. The next best thing is estimating how many slider breaks occurred. A formula to perform that estimation using the highest combo achieved out of a map's max combo was written by Stan R back in 2021. After Stan R's algorithm, the estimated slider break count and actual miscount are summed into an effective miscount, which is then used in the performance calculator. This system is prone to inaccuracies, especially in cases where the highest combo of a play is much lower than a map's max combo. In the case of Ivaxa's play on the violation, the algorithm predicts that he missed 1.7 times in total, definitively short of his actual miscount of 5. Recalculating the score with the correct number of misses produces a value of 1720 pp. That's a 230 pp reduction based on only one variable of performance calculation, but this is unfortunately the best system we have at the moment. Overall, I'm very excited to continue watching Ivaxa play and improve as a player. Ivaxa himself has stated the violation with DT is improvable and wants to continue pushing himself. He has demonstrated incredible potential with his nearly unmatched burst speed and precise aim. I hope he takes care of his hands though, since playing at this level has to be taxing. I predict that he will be a competitor for number 1 global, and show us that the human limit of tapping is far above what we all thought. Thanks for watching.